You'll have to ask somebody specific because we all have
let's
answers.
start with you only. Since
Well, I think Bollywood music is already doing a lot of. I don't see today that film music is different from indie music. The way it's placed, it's different. But you see a lot of independent indie colors coming into film music, and it's very soon going to be one. I think it's in our country has there is always immense love for music, and whoever it is, whether he is talented, whether she's talented, he's talented, people just love music. So whether it's independent or film, music is really getting its own space, which is fantastic. It's not just bound to any kind of genre. Like, Bollywood music has now become a genre. But I don't think that's really the thing. You hear a lot of indie shades in film music. You hear a lot of film shades in indie music. So it's all becoming one now.
Mr. Rahman, sir. Okay, the same question. I just need your point.
What was the question? Sorry.
Can you please repeat the question?
Yeah, we saw it's coming beautifully, all the influences together in Coke Studio. But are you guys planning to bring that?
I think this has been there for almost like 10 years. I've been seeing that happening. And what you see right now is the process of how it's done. And really the spontaneity of that.
My question is, in mainstream Indian cinema, will such music, we will get to see more of such music, and how will
That's why I'm saying
change?
it's happening already.
Okay.
If you look at it in pockets, it's been happening. And what you experience with Coke Studio is the spontaneity and the way it's done. And so people can witness the live factor of it. And it's produced like with A-grade, team and amazing stuff. So.
Prasoon sir, the usage of English or the other language words in Hindi songs, if you could just elaborate on that.
Yeah, see, language is like an ever-flowing river. So it has all sorts of influences. If it's a static, a language would die. So I think we should welcome the influences. Only thing I keep emphasizing upon is that we should welcome the new but try to save the old. And trying to save the old requires a little bit of care, nurturing, and effort. Let's not make the language only today and transactional. Let's not forget that many people for centuries have contributed to make language beautiful. And it's a duty to protect that as well as accept new influences.
So do you feel that usage of different language words, mixing up of different languages is kind of spoiling the beauty of it? What do you have to say?
No, as far as, you do not play with the structure and sanctity of it. There is a certain, that's very easier said than done, because difficult to understand where you are playing with the sanctity, where you are tampering with it. But a little bit of influence from other languages is never bad. But if you start destroying the original form of it, then you have to be careful. So I think we should welcome the change, but we should know where to draw a line. And I think that's very instinctive for people who practice art, craft, where to know where they are sort of destroying the sanctity. I mean, AR would be able to talk about music. I mean, he's a master there. And how probably he saves the sanctity of the music, where various influences in his music, we have seen the world, but still there is a soul which I can sense he's always protecting. So I think that's what a language also is, and in every art form we got to do that.
All right, thank you so very much. Do we have somebody else with a question? Yeah.
My question is for Rahman, sir. A lot of things are being said about singers asking for royalty from music companies. What do you have to say about that?
All right, I'd like to interrupt you here. Can we please stick to questions that are only and only about Coke Studio?
Like he can talk about it.
They absolutely deserve it.
Okay, my question is for anyone and everyone on stage. We saw Rahman sir's song, we saw Ram's song, and we saw Clinton's song playing, and we saw all of you all tapping your feet, moving your hands. since all of you have assimilated together on stage because you guys record separately, I want to know what you want to say to each other now that you're in front of each other, because we were, seeing you tap your feet and all of that. So when you hear Rahman sir's music, Salim, Suleiman, what do you want to say while you sit next to him? Hey bro, you did a great job, or I'm really jealous how you made that. What do you want to say to each other?
Actually, more than jealousy, it's admiration, and we share mutual admiration for each other. Everybody has their own uniqueness, and everybody expresses their uniqueness through a medium. And whenever we meet like friends or brothers, and we actually, more than anything, we start discussing, like I was asking him, that continuum instrument, what is it all about, and what do you do with it? And so, it's more about camaraderie rather than, hey man, you got that, I should get that better than you. And, it's not like that. I mean, we've been in the industry for enough time now. I mean, the first thing, when Rahman just walked in the stage, he said, it sounds really nice, the Bismillah track. And as soon as he finished, as soon as we watched Zaria, I was like, wow, this is really beautiful. It brings a lot of peace. And so, yeah, I mean, it's not like, we have, it comes from the heart, it's very natural. As a musician, as a composer, you like something, you put your heart out.
All right. Anybody else? Yeah.
My question is for every one of you. Firstly, congratulations. Been doing an amazing job, and everyone here loves Coke Studio, undoubtedly. So my question is that Manna Dey, who is a very popular singer, he's been keeping unwell from a lot of time now. So what do you have to comment about it? Just one reaction from all.
I think we've said enough. That section has been very quiet for very long.
Any one of you. Any one of you.
No, what's the question, really?
It's just that Manna Dey ji is unwell, and he's been,
Yeah, it's sad to know that. We love him immensely. In fact, even last season, we tried to see if we could work with him on Coke Studio. But given his health condition, we couldn't. So we, wish him good health, and we are all big fans.
All right, thank you very much.
रहमान साहब, आपसे जानना चाहूँगा, जिस तरीके के गाने पहले बनते थे या जिस तरीके के गाने पहले हुआ करते थे, वो एवरग्रीन सॉन्ग हुआ करते थे. लेकिन आजकल जो देखता हूँ म्यूजिक जो आ रहा है, वो 3 महीने का म्यूजिक होता है, उसके बाद फिर गायब हो जाता है. इस म्यूजिक के बारे में आपका क्या कहना है?
I think there's both kind of music exists. One, even now, I think there's some evergreen songs coming from every composer. There's also stuff which is necessary for, commercial values. And so we can't pigeonhole, like today nothing comes, and those days things came. And people are working hard, passionately. And when I just, it's such a great time to be in the industry, because you see, everything has come to age. People are knowledgeable now. They're knowing what they're doing. And not one time I felt like, oh, what is that? And everything seems to be so competent. Like, it's up there. And each one of us can appreciate. It's like a garden. There's rose, there's jasmine, there's all kinds of stuff, where you enjoy the whole garden, not just one among that. And that's a great thing I felt about this whole season. Thanks, guys.
प्रसून जी, आपसे भी थोड़ा जानना चाह रहा था कि जिस तरीके से आपने भी शब्दों का ज्ञान के बारे में बताया, तो वहीं बॉलीवुड में आजकल ऐसे शब्द इस्तेमाल किए जाते हैं जो कि काफ़ी ऊटपटांग टाइप होते हैं. तो आप एज ए लेखक, आप किस तरीके से देखते हैं ये सब शब्दों को?